everybody. Today I wanted to talk about the time I found that clip of Rich and Tiffany on the phone and like what happened and like kind of like my thoughts and feelings towards that. And then after that maybe some other things. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. But first off, I wanted to say thank you so much for being so kind to me in the last video I made. I was very nervous putting that out. I did not know how it would go. I was nervous, but I really think it's only fair that besides Rich getting to say everything he wants to say, that other people get to be heard too. It's not right for his lies and lies to keep getting put out there. It's not the only story, and since there's two sides to every story, his is probably the wrong one. But believe what you want to believe if anybody doesn't believe it. Okay, let's start by talking about how I was already recording his lives and kind of making shorts already and thinking about how I wanted to do this, and it was going great. So I was always recording like day and night every time he was on, as long as I possibly could. And that evening I got up to use the restroom, and so I went to the restroom, did all that, and I came back and I was like, I better check on Rich. And so I check on Rich and I'm looking and there he is. You can barely hear it, so I put my ear up to it, but he's on the phone with Tiffany, and I'm like, oh, this is probably good. So I recorded and everything, and I listened back to it really closely, and you can hear what he said about Emily. You can hear that he was talking about voices, but you couldn't make that part out. You heard him talk about Jelly Roll and all that silly stuff. But after that, he walks back over to the camera where he's recording, and he's reading chat. And he's caught red-handed. He knows he is. And Voices chimes in and says, "Were you talking about me?" And so here goes Rich onto this whole thing like, you don't understand. I keep losing friends because of misunderstandings. Wah, wah, wah. Same old song and dance. And so I guess Voices had got a call from Tiffany at that point, and she explained everything that they talked about, or whatever she said. I don't know what happened with that. Wasn't there. Okay, so I actually put into the chat, I was like, what? And I said, like, how can you say that about Emily? You act like you're such a good friend to her. Rich, why would you talk about them? Something along the lines of that. And I just kept putting LOL. So you'd think he'd know that he was caught, but maybe I was blocked at that point. I don't think it was, but maybe I was. And then Tiffany and all them, and he goes on and on explaining to the both of them, because I don't remember seeing many other people in chat after that. Maybe Amanda, but I'd have to look at the video and make sure. But he's explaining on and on and on and going on this big ramble all about not what he said, but some of the things. And so yeah, I had that recorded, so I went back to bed. And I woke up the next morning, I had a lot of stuff to do. I had to take some kids to the camps and stuff. So like I'm watching and I'm listening, and I'm waiting for someone to say it. Someone to talk about the phone call. Because I was like, somebody had to hear it. Somebody had to catch it. I wait pretty much all day, and I'm reading the Reddit, and I'm trying to find, I even check Randy's stuff. I'm like, no one's talking about this. Why is no one talking about this? I know people heard it, and people were even laughing about it in chat. So I'm like, okay, I think I have something. I think I need to make a video about it. The next morning I wake up and I'm watching through it, and I'm wondering if anyone else heard it. And I have a friend that also watches Healthy Family Force. So I call them and we're talking, and I'm like, okay, listen to this clip that I got. What do you think about it? I just tell them about it, I don't show them. And they're like, I didn't see that. Where did you find that? And we find out that Rich has deleted it. Deleted that part of the live out of whatever. I think he deleted the whole thing. I don't know. And so I'm like, oh, he must have deleted it. I'm sorry. And he's like, well, send it to me. And like at that point, I'm like, no, I think I need to post it. I think I need to make a short or something. I didn't know at that point. And he's like, well, why? Why won't you send it to me? And I'm like, I change the subject, and I finally hang up the phone. And when I get off the phone, I think to myself, I'm like, I need to make a video about this. People deserve to know what Rich said. And it just made me very aware. I don't know everyone's motives, like towards what I'm doing, or like how they feel about it, and they might not have good intentions for me. My friend never had bad intentions. It just like, it definitely spooked me more than anything. And later on they were very happy for what I did. So I come home that evening and I'm trying to fix the audio so you can actually hear it well, because he was so quiet, and I think the mic might have been sitting somewhere else left on. I don't know. But so I'm trying to fix the recording, and it won't let me do it on my phone. I cannot get it done. And I'm like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna fix this recording? And so I pretty much talked to my mom and grandma, and I'm like, I'm going to look for like some for sale websites on how I can get a laptop as fast as possible. And so I find one. It's about $300. I have $100, and my mom and grandma are like, we'll help you. We'll help you. If you really think you should do this, let's do it. So it's about 8 o'clock at night, and I'm driving all the way to where I live. There's a city about an hour away. So I have to drive all the way there in the middle of the night to get this laptop. And I'm like, I have to do this. I have to do this. No one's caught it. So I get the laptop, and the weirdest thing happens. I buy the laptop, and I have to use the restroom at the gas station I was at. So I walk in, I use the restroom, and I've hid the laptop that I just bought. I've hid it under my driver's seat because, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen. And as I'm walking, this like nice dressed man like almost comes and like starts to cut me off. And like I make eye contact with him. I'm trying to get into the car as fast as possible, and he's walking. I'm like, excuse me, like what are you doing? And he's like, you got any spare change or whatever? And he's like nicely dressed, has more expensive shoes on than me. I'm like, no, dude. And so, I mean, I understand people go through that, but anyway, like I'm like, no, dude, leave me alone. I was so scared I was about to get robbed, because he was about to like cut me off to where I couldn't get in the car before he talked to me. Learn to use that. So I get the laptop, and I come home, and I'm learning how to pretty much make a video from scratch. Besides the shorts I had done, I'd never done anything like this. So I get an app, and I'm learning how to upload things and airdrop them, and I have to record things. I have to do stuff like that. So I'm going through the thing and trying to learn how to lower the voices and higher them places and like this, that, and the third. I've never made a video like this. I'm super nervous, and it's getting to be like 12 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I've got to get this done the faster I do before someone else talks about it. Because I know he can't be saying this stuff. You can't say that kind of thing, that a young mom needs to be a prostitute to make any money. That's ridiculous. I think I finished the video about 3 o'clock in the morning. All the voice, all everything, and I'm like, I kind of want to put this out at maybe 5 or 6 in the morning, just so it might reach everybody. So I put it out and everything. I go to bed. I'm so nervous. I have to wake up early the next day, but I'm so nervous. I can barely sleep, and I have to keep checking Rich on the lives to see if he's gonna mess up again. So the next morning I woke up, and I was really busy, so I didn't get to check on the video much, and I knew I needed to, since Rich was on, as always, I had to be recording that at the same time. So I'm trying to go back and forth and get the clips of Rich doing Rich things, and I noticed Randy shares it. I noticed Randy shares it, and I'm like, oh my god, she's never really mentioned me. Oh my gosh, like this is gonna help so much, like get the word out. And she posts it, and I say thank you, and everybody's talking about it, and I'm like, finally his ass gets caught for the bad things he talks. He's not good. Like, you know, he's having these kinds of conversations all the time. So he's finally caught, I think. Okay, so I'm watching his stream, and the closet scene happens. She throws herself on the ground, and she's screaming and saying that she walks. So how that closet scene started was he's sitting at his smoking chair. Let's call the white chair in his room the smoking chair. So he's sitting at that, and all of a sudden Joy like walks in the room. You can hear the squeaky door, and Joy goes, yep, they've completely ruined our lives. And I'm like, ugh. And then so she runs into the closet like she always does when she's upset, shuts it or whatever, and you hear screaming bloody murder. Here comes Rich walking over, and he does the whole thing where he opens it and she's screaming bloody murder on the ground.
Yeah. Hey, if you guys want to Send us a few prayers too, that'd be great. But we need to pray for the channel. That our live streams start to generate like subscribers again like it was. So we can grow the channel again and do lives.
They basically destroyed all of our hopes and dreams. I don't even want to talk. I don't.
She's upset, you guys. Listen, Josie, it's not going to. Not the way it was. We were tracking to 100,000. YouTube loved us. And now they don't. And it's all because of Ginger and Amy Sunshine and Randy and anybody else who supported them.
For no reason! They just hateful and so awful. You don't understand. You destroyed our lives for no reason. You destroyed our lives for no reason. You don't understand what you did to our family for no reason. For no reason. You don't understand. I don't even want to talk to any of you, please.
It's not that anyone ruined their lives. They caused this. They say these horrible things. They are these horrible people. And so the next thing Rich decides to do is talk about, I'm going to call it Joy's job. Rich goes on and on guilt tripping us all about Joy's job and that she has to go back to it. She never stopped doing that job. She still doesn't. She's probably had those clients for years. So they are threatening us that Joy's gonna have to go back to that job. He's caused all this, and he's just blaming everyone else he can. Just glad people seen it for what it was. And he's blaming everybody into the wham wham pity party, woe is me, who Rich is. What happened after that? So, you know, the same old lecture, same old long song and dance all evening. And I think Joy comes home and she even gives the same old sob story. They're still asking for donations, still all that stuff. And the whole time I'm wondering, does Emily know? Because the night before, Emily had posted about her channel in the HFF Reddit. And I'm like, did Emily know? Are they hiding it from Emily? What's going on? And I look and I finally, I don't know if it was a few days after, but eventually I see Emily in chat and I'm like, please make a statement on what they said about you. Please make a statement. She never did. I always wonder what Emily thinks, and I don't know. I don't want to talk any trash on Emily because I understand we all make mistakes and that she's younger. But after someone says that about you and you have children, she should have asked Rich, what the hell? Why would you talk bad about me, and why would you say that that's the only thing I'm capable of doing to make money? That's not right. Emily has children, and what if her children see that someday and see how much she stood by them through that, and now he's talking more trash on her. He always is, and she's just letting it go by. And I'd be making him retract that statement. I'd be making him, he needs to say a public apology. He needs to do something, and he never did. And I think Emily was too vulnerable. I think she is too vulnerable. I think she needs to stop and think about the person she's supporting. And I know she wants to be friends with Joy and Rich so bad, but it's like there's more people in this world, and you can do more with your voice and your little YouTube channel. The lives and begging for money isn't gonna help you. You have to stand up for something, and I'd be standing up for myself. I don't know, I wish Emily had more people in her life to ask what I should do in this situation, because I don't think anyone would have said, oh yeah, Emily, forgive them and keep being friends. No, that person you thought was friends with you talked shit on you. They talked very bad about you, and you just, oh, that's fine. I don't know. Hopefully she didn't fall for it, and hopefully she doesn't feel that way, but it seems to me that she does really not care. So a few hours go by, you know how fast he makes lives, and he's putting out shorts with the net, and they're not even begging for forgiveness. They're trying to sweep it under the rug, which of course they are. And they're like putting glow in a net in things and bashing my character and trying to make me look bad, which they're doing to everybody. At this point, if he says something about someone else, you know it's a lie. Like, that's so gross, and how people are jealous of him. How could someone ever think that anyone is jealous of Joy and Rich? That is outrageous. All they wanted to do was sweep it under the rug like they do everything else with their horrible lives and their horrible thought processes. I don't remember much about it. Like, I don't remember much about exactly what they said, but what I do remember is how I felt. And it felt really good to catch somebody that horrible doing that and call them out on it. And even though Emily didn't stop being friends with them, I hope she's seen them for what they were, and maybe someday I just hope that someday Emily gets, the only word I can think of is revenge for what they've done to her, because they made her look really bad, and my daughter or even anyone, I wouldn't want them to look like that. That's really gross. Okay, let's talk about some happy things that have happened. Like Gloria getting those flowers. And she was so happy, and the tea, that's right, she deserves to have her tea. But another thing is, on camera, I've noticed that Richard and Joy are treating them a lot better with the fake sorries and whatever, but even Richard is on camera so much that it makes me really happy that he's making an effort to be kinder to Gloria and almost not exploit Annette as hard as he does. He still does bad things, but it makes me really happy to know that we've made that difference, that Gloria and Annette, as long as they're on camera, they're not gonna screw with them too awful much. That makes me really happy. Oh, another thing I wanted to say is I have 400 subscribers. Holy cow, didn't think talking about Rich would help that much, but I'm really happy, and you guys keep telling me your stories, and they make me really want to work harder and try more to get the word out about how much they scam people and lie and cheat and steal and beg and bribe and like all of it. They do every bad thing in the book. They only eat beef. They have meat sweats. They've got to be sick. Like, I don't think they're doing well. I'm gonna try to wrap this up, but another thing I wanted to bring up is this theory I have. It could be tin hat, it could, whatever. I just think we need to think about it. So Rich throws these big hissy fits, and sometimes they make sense, most of the time they don't. And then during those long rants, I've noticed Joy will just take the camera instantly and jump in on his. Like, he's almost like, I need to go do something. Here, yell at them for a minute. And Joy's not mad about the things he's ranting about. She like makes it work into what she wants to bitch about, but it just doesn't make sense why they go on and on and on for sometimes for hours on end, like they're waiting for something. I think we really need to lay off on the engagement, and when he's yelling like that, let's think about maybe what he's trying to hide. It's funny the crazy things they both say, but I think he's hiding something in these big rants and raves. I really do. Okay, that's about all I have to say for now. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being so kind to me. I don't even know if this video will make sense, or I tried my best. So we'll see you again. I really hope it does. And again, thank you guys so much. I really like talking to you guys in the comments. I love your opinions. It makes me look at mine differently. I love everyone's opinions on everything. Like, even if we're right or wrong, it's very interesting to see what you guys think about it. He's a nutcase. He is a nutcase. And I don't think he's gonna last much longer. I honestly don't. And maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but YouTube, if they're really going to verify his subs and views and everything else, there's no way they're gonna pass. Absolutely no way. He can make up all these stories about why he got subs, because the haters gave him subs, and on and on and on, but he's changed the story 6 times and none of them make sense. Yeah, so I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for everything. Okay, bye. Okay, one more thing. If you guys want to reach out to me and talk one-on-one, my email's going to be in the description. I'd love to hear what you have to say, or what you think, or how you feel, or anything, because I know I really needed that, and I know some of you guys feel tricked and betrayed and stuff, but I'm here for you, and I am nothing like Rich, obviously. So yeah, go go ahead and reach out. I'd love to talk and chat and whatever. Okay, bye guys. Very interesting, Richard. Good job.
Fantastic.